Walking out from the theaters, I was full of tears. Pixar, you got me again. This is Unica. I'm going to spill the beans about the movie Coco. Coco is Pixar's 19th animation film, which is co-directed by Lee Unkrich, who is the co-director that directed the most beloved films around the world, such as Toy Story 2, Monster Inc., and Finding Nemo. The story of Coco centers around one of the most important Mexican holidays, Dia de los Muertos, also known as the Day of the Dead, is the holiday that's celebrated in honor of the dead. Our main character, Miguel Rivera, is a young boy that just loves music and loves to play his guitar, but his family forbidden him to play any music or any instrument due to a family history that hold grudges on music and musicians in general through generation and generation. Miguel then finds himself at the land of the dead after a series of events, and he gets to go on a journey to reconnect back to his ancestry and his own roots. Having friends who are Mexican or Hispanic background, I'm very pleased to see that there is a very fair representation and truthful representation of the Mexican culture. And throughout this whole film that I get to learn more about the culture myself. The amount of detail in this film is amazing. I realized that these characters in the whole films are speaking Spanglish, which is a mixture between English and Spanish. You get to hear that a lot in Southern California. Like, people do speak in Spanglish, which is very interesting. Director Lee Unkrich himself was worried that he will misrepresent the culture and also stereotyping a culture, which is the definition of whitewashing. That's what he was afraid of. So he approached this whole story in a more personal way, that he went to Mexico himself several times to go on the personal research and also gather opinion from his own Latino community team members that can give input into this whole film. Coco is visually very stunning. I remember when I was watching Tango a few years back, and I saw the lanterns during that one particular scene, and I was like, wow, this is the most beautiful animation film I've ever seen. After seeing Coco, I was like, Coco is the most beautiful Pixar film I've ever seen. It's really, really breathtaking to look at. But under these vibrant colors and beautiful setting, there is actually a very well-rounded story that was put together that made this whole film very touching. Coco is definitely one of the Pixar films that are on the top of my list right now. Not because it is new or anything, but I do feel like it reflects back to my own value and my own culture in a way. In Chinese culture, which is the culture that I grew up with, that we do have similar day, such as the Day of the Dead. We call it the Tomb Sweeping Day. We will go to our ancestor tomb to organize the tomb, because throughout the year it might grow grass, or we want to cut it off to make it more clean, and then we have the opportunity to go buy food for our ancestors. And Coco centers around the value of a family and also a culture and a legacy of a person. This movie confirmed my idea of having some sort of legacy to make people remember you is as equally as important it is to know your family history. I'm very glad to see Pixar still put in little details throughout the film that make adults and have a great laugh, but then at the same time they put in very emotional scenes that just made us cry like a baby. I hope I can see different and more creative stories like Coco that deliver more powerful messages to people around the world. And I feel like it's very important to have different culture to represent in different films. Due to internet and also the convenience of travel around the world, everyone needs to be educated and also be at least culturally conscious. We get to respect each other's culture and then also understanding each other's core values. And I feel like that is really important for human beings to do that. We take so much time going on the internet or trying to be perfect on social media. This movie really reminded me to go back to our own roots and go back to the most authentic thing about yourself. I think it is all about the living and living the fullest of your life rather than focusing on things that don't really matter. So what do you think about this film? Comment below. If you like my review, click like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys have a great holiday with your friends and family, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!